What's going on, guys? Today I have a 2024 Honda CBR650R and we're going to be showing you how to do an oil change. Now if you're citing your owner's manual, in the section over here on page 109 for engine oil, it says if using non-Honda engine oil, check the label, make sure that the oil satisfies all of the following standards. JSOT 903 standard MA, SAE standards 10W30, API classification SJ or higher, and you want to make sure it is in the index MA. As you can see here with this one, this is a Honda brand, or for Hondas, and it is a 10W30 SJ, SAE, 4-stroke, and on the back MA. So this fits all of the criteria that you need. So just make sure you get the right kind before you accidentally put something in that the bike doesn't like. On page 174, there is also this small little caption here that says after draining 2.4 quarts, if you are changing the oil and filter, 2.7, and then after disassembly, 3.2. So most of us are going to be using 2.7 if you're changing the filter as well. I highly recommend it, but if not, 2.4 if not changing the filter. Now you're just going to need a couple things. You're going to need about 3 quarts of some 10W30. You're going to need a 12mm ratchet or wrench. You're going to need a filter. Here is the part number that I bought. I'll leave a link in the description as well. Bought this on Amazon. And you're going to go ahead and need a low profile oil pan, something that can slide under there really easily, and some sort of funnel to fill it up. So that's really all you're going to need, and we're going to go ahead and show you how to drain it and fill it up. Now I definitely recommend getting yourself a low profile oil container, something that you can drain this into. If you have the ability to hold the bike upright with a stand or something, that is great. If you don't, you can use the kickstand and do it that way, or have somebody hold the bike upright to help get all the oil out. But this is the best way to do it. And you're gonna want to go ahead and do the maintenance from the throttle side because it'll be easier. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to that side right now. So if you get down low right here by the exhaust, you can kind of peek under there and you can see there is the oil plug. So you're gonna wanna use a 12mm on that, break that free, and then drain that down into this oil pan. So I just went ahead and broke that free, and now I can go ahead and drain this into the pan. Kind of hard to film this because you have to be basically on the ground, so it's a little difficult, but you can do it. There you go. And there is the oil. Now if you come onto the side of the bike here, where the E-clutch is, you can go ahead and open up your oil fill cap here. That'll help drain whatever's left as well. And you can go ahead and see there and get that out of there and put it on something nice and clean. There is that. Now this next one's even harder to see. As you can see, there is the drain from the oil plug. Just above that is the filter right there. So you're gonna wanna get that off if you can. I didn't mention this, but if you don't have a oil filter tool, this may come in handy for you, it may not. I'm gonna try to get it by hand and we'll see how it goes. Now what I ended up doing to get this out is I went ahead and I removed the 2 5mm bolts, one here and one here, and there's a push clip down here right in the center there. I had to do that in order to kind of move this out a little bit, so that way I could get in there and I could spin it out with this tool. But there's not a lot of room to do that, and it is on there very tight. So if you can get the ratchet style where you can get it underneath of there and in, I would recommend doing that if you can. If you have this style tool, you may want to go ahead and pull this side panel off a little bit, and then you can spin it out. It is very difficult. There's not a lot of room to do it, so just give you fair warning. But once it is out, go ahead and get yourself a little bit of oil and put it on top of the gasket here, just like this is, and then you can go ahead and spin that up hand tight onto your bike. So like I do here, I just grab a little bit of oil on my finger, go ahead and put that on the oil filter, get it all nice and lubed up, and then you can go ahead and spin this on to the bike. Now I'm doing my best to show you this, but all you gotta do, go ahead and get your oil filter on there, make sure it's not cross-threaded. You just wanna go ahead and spin that up. It's kind of difficult to see and record, but I'm gonna go ahead and get this on and move on. Now once you get that in there hand tight, give it a decent hand tightness, but don't over wrench it. If you took apart the side here, like I did this, just go ahead, put those two 5mm back in there. Mine was a black 5mm here, silver black millimeter there, and then the push clip. Go ahead, put that back in and put your drain plug back in and go ahead and tighten that down. Now I went ahead and got my container down to about 3 quarts, and I'm gonna go ahead and put 2.7 in. It's not exactly accurate the way I do it. I have just a rough estimation of where it's gonna be, but if you can get it accurate, great. There are containers that help you measure it out perfectly. I'm usually pretty good when it comes to just eyeballing it, but that's up to you. So go ahead and get your container ready and get yourself a funnel and go on over to the throttle side. Now I like long funnels. You don't necessarily need a long funnel, but you're gonna need something with a little bit of length in order to get it out of there. But I like to use somewhat of a long funnel so I have room. But that's all you gotta do. Go ahead and fill up your oil for 2.7 gallons. And then once you, not 2.7 gallons, but 2.7 quarts. Once you finish that, go ahead and put the cap back on, and then you're gonna wanna run the bike. Now, once you got the oil all done, go ahead and start it for a little bit. Let it run for about 3 to 5 minutes. Now, once you've gone ahead and let it idle for a little while and cool down, go ahead and take your dipstick out and make sure that you actually have the correct amount of oil in there. I don't know if this is gonna show up on camera, but it is just within that fill line. So as you put it in, you wanna make sure that it is within that fill line, not too low, not overfilled, just good to go. So if you can see that, good. If not, sorry. But all you gotta do, you just go ahead and when you take it out, dry it off, stick it in there, pull it out, test it, and then you're good to go if you're within those lines. And that is all you need to do in order to change your oil on the 2024 Honda CBR 650R.